Greetings everybody, it's me again. This is the second video I'm doing today. The previous video I talked about the war in Israel and Iran, and I ended off with the point that there's a ceasefire. But I want to talk about that war. So far we've seen two huge points that emerged. One, the invincibility of Israel, and two, the USA's shock at the way Iran responded to the attack. They hit back. Instead of suing for peace, instead of capitulating, they increased their bombing to Israel, and they even bombed United States bases in the Middle East. I mentioned about Qatar. The base there was attacked. So I want to first comment about that invincibility. So basically, invincibility means you cannot be defeated or you cannot be beaten. And this is the picture that we've got from Israel of invincibility since 1948 up to very recently, that all the time Israel was attacked by its enemies, they were defeated, and hence that impression was that Israel was invincible, cannot be defeated, especially with the backing of the United States of America. Now this invincibility was now shattered when Iran struck back in response to the attack on their nuclear facilities in Iran. And that invincibility was shattered because the impenetrable dome air defenses of Israel was breached, and the rockets and the missiles of Iran could reach the cities of Israel. This reminds me of the shock of the German High Command and the German people during Second World War when they experienced that defeat in Stalingrad. You know, the German 6th Army was encircled there, the very same 6th Army that marched triumphantly through Paris at the defeat of France. And here in Stalingrad, the German army, the 6th Army, was encircled by the Russians, and Hitler promoted Field Marshal, actually promoted Commander General von Paulus to the position of Field Marshal. When Field Marshal von Paulus was forced to surrender the 6th Army to the Russian forces, it was the biggest shock to the German people. It was the first time that a German field marshal had surrendered an army in history. Up to that point, during the Second World War, the German Wehrmacht was victorious and was regarded as invincible because on the Western Front, and in the Eastern Front, the German Wehrmacht was victorious up to that point. But at Stalingrad, the defeat indicated that they were not invincible, and it was the biggest shock. In a similar way, what I'm saying, that Israel had experienced the same kind of shock recently when they thought that they were invincible, and everybody thought they were invincible. They faced impending defeat and were quickly talking peace when they saw the cities like Tel Aviv being destroyed and many of the important sites damaged. It looked like defeat was impending. So it was a huge jump from invincibility to defeat, or impending defeat. So we have presently a ceasefire. Both Israel and Iran have decided to to stop firing on each other at a certain point, a certain time that was decided upon. And of course, America or Trump took credit for this change of events. But as I said in the previous previous video, Israel will be defeated and chased out of the territory. It's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when. It would just take a false flag, let's put it a false flag, for things to start flaring up. In recent times we talk about a false flag. In the times of the Second World War, they talked about the fifth column, which was basically almost the same thing. You create something to cause conflict and hostilities. So if you're not aware of a false flag, there might be viewers who may not know. We'll touch on it at a future time, but just to leave it there, that as I said, it'll just take a false flag and this thing can flare up again, because it's on the cards. Israel will be defeated eventually. And of course, there are people who will vehemently disagree with me and say I'm talking nonsense, but time will tell. But enjoy your Tuesday further.